We're down $66. Okay, what's up there, YouTube viewers? What's going on? I got another system. It was sent in. It's by the Roulette Master. Now this one I've featured it on this before, I think, but I'm trying it out again because I don't remember if I did. I know I put it on here once or twice, but we're gonna run it again. It's called Romanowski. Those of you that don't know, I'll explain everything in the video itself, and I'm also going to explain it here. So what you do is you put 6 units on the second dozen, 6 units on the third dozen, and then you pick 2 corner bets in the first dozen, and you're going to put 2 corner bets, 20 on each. So it's a 16 unit total bet. And you win two units every spin. You have 6 bus numbers, which is the 2 zeros, and then it depends on which corners you bet on. I have a little system where which corners I choose, because the 1 and the 0 are right next to each other. So I want to kind of like split that up. I want to have the 1 is a win instead of the 1 being a win, or the 1 being a loss and the 0 being a loss, and then being right close to each other. So that's why I pick those. That's why I pick those corners. Anyway, we're gonna get into the video. I'm gonna show you the strategy laid out. I'm gonna show you everything laid out in the beginning of the video, and then we'll go and we'll get right into gameplay. All right, guys, and let's get right into it. Hey, what's up there, roulette players? What's going on? Welcome back to Casino Wars. I'm your host, Lenny, and I got another strategy for you. I think I've played this on my channel before, the Romanowski, but we're going to try it again. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 6 units on this dozen, 6 units on this dozen, and then what we're going to do is put $2 here, whoops, $2 here and $2 here. You can play it on either corner, it doesn't matter. You can play on any of those 4 corners, but just know that you got 4 donks. It's the 6 donks. There's the 3, the 6, the 7, the 10, and the 0 and 00. They're all donks. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take a spin at that. All right, so there's 6 donks. That's a 15 black. That's good. Anything above 13 and above, you know you win. Rebet and spin. 13 and above, you know you won $2. And we're going to see if we can take this to 50, 32. But we're definitely going to use discipline. Rebet and spin. We're going to use discipline if we start to lose. That's a 28 black. This is another one of those systems that you're betting a lot to win only $2. But 16, but you're only winning 2. But the coverage is good. That's a 1. That's a win. All right. I picked the right corner. Rebet and spin. All right. Be happy to win $10 at this point. 7. All right, that's a loss. Okay, so now you have to make a decision here. You lost $8. Do you take the $8 loss, or do you just, or do you continue to gamble and keep trying? It's only 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 4 numbers to recovery. If you decide to just leave the bet the same, it's 4 wins to get you back even. But if you double it, then you'll be winning $4, and $4 will get you two, and then you'll be $2 in profit. So it's up to you if you want to double it, or if you want to just stay with this and just continue the grind and hope that you get the wins. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to take my chances and double it. but you don't have to double it. That's up to you. You could grind it up, but let's go ahead and spin and see what happens. I think 2 wins and I'll be back to even instead of 4. That's 36. That's a win. All right, and then rebet and spin. And once I get back to even, I will go back to the original bet. 22, that is a win. Okay, so let's now, it's safe to go back. But that's up to you, what you want to do with that. It is $16 to win $2. So let's go ahead and spin. Let's see if I made a good decision. I got a 2. All right, that would have been a win. So I would have won 4 instead of 2, but that's okay. Rebet and spin. We're being safe. And we're playing with discipline. That's a 4 black. All right, that's another win. So we're going to rebet and we're going to spin. That's a 1. That's a win because I picked that one. I intentionally picked that one because the 0 and the 1 are right next to each other. So that's why I picked that corner. And rebet and spin. That's a 3 red. All right, that's a loss. Now again, you got to make that decision. Do you want to just rebet and just try to grind it up? Or do you want to double it up? You're down $10 now. Let's go ahead and double it up and spin. Now it's up to you. You could just grind it back up and go for the 5 wins in a row. But that's an 11 black. That is a win. Rebet and spin. 2 more wins and I'll be in profit. All right, that's a 12. I believe that's a win. All right. Rebet and spin. This is my last spin, and then I'll go back to base. I'll be up $2 if this wins. That's a 7 red. That's a loss. All right, that's a $32 loss. All right, now you got to make a decision again. Do you want to double it again? 34. You're going to have $4 divided by 34. That's going to be 9 wins. You need 9 wins to come back. So what I'm going to do, since we do have a lot of bankroll, we got a $2,000 bankroll. So we're going to rebet. You could probably even do this with a $1,000 bankroll. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to double it. And I'm going to spin. Now let's see how fast I could bring this back up. 34 red, that's a win. I believe it's a $12 win. Oh, it's only an $8 win. Okay. So rebet and spin. That's a 36 red. That's another win. So instead of 9 hits, 9 wins, you only need 4. Rebet and spin. This will be the 3rd win. That's a 0 though. That's not good. All right, that's a loss. All right, so now we rebet. Now we double. How much are we down? We're down $82. And spin. That's a 30 red. That's a win. It's a $16 win. Rebet and spin. We're down $66. 16. We need lots of wins. 22. That's a win. We just need 13 and above. 13 and above is good. That's a 9. That might be a win. It is. Good. Rebet and spin. I think we need 2 more wins. That's a 36. That's a win. We rebet and spin. I think 1 more win and we'll be... it'll be safe to go back if you want. That's a 5. Rather than take a chance. Now it's up to you. Do you want to take that chance for $2? Or do you want to just go back to base? And then if you get a win, then you'll be at even. But if you go here and you go again, you'll be up $14. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go back to base. Okay, I'm going to go back to base and stay safe. And let's go ahead and spin. Let's see if I made the right decision. A 3. That would have been a loss. I made the right decision. All right, so now we're going to rebet. And now we're going to double. And we're going to spin. That's a 30 red. That's a win. We're going to rebet, and we're going to spin. We need lots of wins here. It's a 17 black. That's a win. Rebet and spin. That's a 34 red. That's a win. Rebet and spin. That's a 36 red. That's another win. All right. Rebet and spin. One more win and we'll be back in profit. That's an 8 black. That's a win. All right, good. Now we're going to go back to base. Whoops. Okay, let's just do it over and show you guys how the bets are placed. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, whoops. 1, 2, whoops. 2, 1, 2. And let's go ahead and spin. All right, that's a $2. $2 ahead. That's a 4 black. All right, that's a win. Rebet and spin. I want to get to $16 so I can play this safe. That's a 35 black. That's a win. We're at $6 now. Rebet and spin. Matter of fact, I think if I get to $10, I'm going to take my $10 and go. That's a 13 red. 13 black. That's a good one. All right, let's go ahead and let's make this last win. Let's make this our last win. All right, that's a 33 black. That is a win. All right, I'm going to take my $10, guys. And just out of curiosity, what would have happened if we would have stayed? Just out of curiosity. 26 black. That would have been a win. Whoops, don't want to read that. I know you shouldn't look at what would have happened because we would have been up $12. That's a 27 red. That would have been a win. Rebet. No, we don't want to rebet. Just spin. Okay, that would have been a 10. All right, that would have been our loss. Okay. So we did the right thing. We did the right thing. See, that's why you get out when you can. All right, so $10. We won $10 instead of losing, and we would have lost. We would have went down, and then we would have had to recover that $10 plus the other $4 that we would have won. So it wouldn't have been worth it. It was a good thing to back out when we did. All right, and don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another roulette spin. Thank you guys, and you guys have a great day. All right, so that Romanowski was pretty good. I did make $10. I wish I would have made more, but you know, discipline told me not to go any further. And at the end of the clip, I showed you the last 2 spins, and we would have got 2 wins, but then we would have got 1 loss. So we would have lost, so we would have had to rebuild that back up. So it was smart to get out, and that's what you got to do. You got to think think logically and say, let me get out while I can. I'm up $10. That's fine. Let's just go home a winner. And that's what I did. Now, the other thing was, what I did was I doubled when I lost. Okay, you don't have to double when you lose because there's so much coverage that you can actually grind it back up, but it's a lot harder. So I decided to double up. Sometimes it worked good, but then as you saw towards the end, it didn't work out too good. That doubling up got me in a lot of trouble, but the trouble ended, so that was good. I got out of it and I recovered, and that's the main thing. I recovered it. All right, and don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another roulette spin. Thank you guys, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.